Well, and we're in the superlative segment like we do every Monday during this season. This one is the Start Writing the Script Award, because there will be a movie at some point. Disney, I've always said Disney. I guess I should say Universal. There'll be a Universal movie at some point about Alex Smith and everything he's gone through over the past couple of years. And I talked to him after the game. That was my one guy that I got to talk to him after this game, win or lose. And usually we only talk to guys from teams that have won. And I almost didn't get him because he was pissed off they lost. Right. You know, I mean, he's still a competitor. This isn't my victory lap. We didn't win, right? That's not what he said, but that was kind of the attitude we had to work through to get him on the phone. He said it was, and you heard that in the clip, the last 6 to 8 weeks where he knew he could do it because he's back in pads. That's when it finally became real to him that he was going to play again. And he was concerned about taking that first hit because think about it. Practice, they wear the yellow jersey in Washington. You don't touch the quarterback. No preseason this year. This was his first opportunity for contact. And he said, I've spent the last 2 years trying not to fall down. Right? So when he's giving Aaron Donald a piggyback ride, that's when he knows I'm good to go. I mean, talk about the ultimate test of his lower leg strength. You've got this guy on your back who is one of the great defensive players of all time, and he's heavy. And you give him a ride for a few steps before you go down. That made him feel like he is back and he can get it done. And now the question is just getting into the form that he was in a couple of years ago, if he can do that. That's the big if. He's 36. Can he get back to where he was 2 years ago? If he can, as I said earlier in the show, Washington can be a force this year.
Yeah, we'll see where he gets here, and we'll see where they go this week. I mean, I don't know what they'll do. It sounds like Ron Rivera made the comment that if Kyle Allen's healthy, he'll be the starter, but I don't know. But either way, with your writing the script, you can also start writing the script for Comeback Player of the Year banquet speech too, because he's going to be that guy. That's already in the books and done. All right. Hey, did you see that DK Metcalf last night? He's pretty good, right?
Who?
DK Metcalf. You heard of him? That guy that was running all over your Vikings, right? Yeah.
Hey, can I just say something real quick? Because I know we're going to talk about Chase Claypool and we talk about DK Metcalf. Last night on the digital thing that we do after the halftime, where it's Tirico and Dungy and Rodney Harrison and me, I tried to get you hired by somebody as a general manager. I mean, you're all over Lamar Jackson in 2018. He falls to 32. You're all over DK Metcalf in 2019. He falls to the bottom of round 2. You're all over Chase Claypool this year. He's the 11th overall pick in the draft. Somebody's going to hire you to be a general manager.
They should.
That may be my only way to get rid of you.
They should. I was all over Mahomes, too, so don't forget that. That's my shining one there. But that's where I want to go.
Well, it's good that you're humble about it.
Yeah, well, if you're going to do it, I might as well join in with you. But that's exactly where I want to go. I mean, you saw DK Metcalf. Well, here we go. We got DK Part 2 on the East Coast, okay? And that's Chase Claypool. For what he did yesterday for the Pittsburgh Steelers, 4 touchdowns. And, again, you just see the person, the player, the specimen he is. It's very similar to DK Metcalf that way. You know, can catch a screen, break tackles, run for a touchdown. Catch a slant, run away from everybody at 235 pounds. Nobody can catch you. You know, speed sweep, Tyreek Hill style. Get him out on the edge. He can fly. Touchdown that way. He is a real weapon. And, you know, he told you some things. He didn't even know he was going to be the focal point of the game plan, but it happened that way. And now I just don't know. I wonder, this is going to be the jump start. I would think Pittsburgh watches this film and then goes, all right, it's official. I know he's a rookie, but he's really damn good. We got to start making more plays for this guy in the weekly game plan.
And I talked to him for a solid 5 minutes yesterday, and I'd never talked to him before. He is engaging.
Yeah.
He's got a little sense of humor, and he's willing to show it on Twitter. He's going to end up with a lot of followers on Twitter. He had the 7-Eleven tweet after the game. 7-Eleven, always open. And I said, did you pick 11 just for that? He said, yeah, I did. I've been saving that tweet. And then he said, no, 11 different reasons, like he wore 83 at Notre Dame. 8 plus 3 is 11. There's things and family connections and stuff, but it works out well, and he was all over it. And then the shade at the GOAT. This one was awesome. I said last night, retire the internet after this one. Tom Brady holding up the 4 fingers with the morphing of Chase Claypool on top with the 4 touchdowns. Well done, Chase Claypool. He didn't do that one until after I talked to him.
That's a good
I love that one. And this kid is just a breath of fresh air. He didn't, as you said, know he was going to be a huge part of the game plan. It was when Deontay Johnson got hurt, he had to step up, and he steps into 4 touchdowns, and it would have been a 5th. He had an offensive pass interference call
that was a bad call.
Yeah, he was upset about that. That would have been 5. Now, after, who knows if he would have gotten the 5th one after that. That would have been 4 at the time, but he still could have had another one because we saw that he did have another one. And he didn't realize somebody has had 6. So he was kind of joking, but kind of not, that maybe that's something he'll try to do someday. Not that, and he doesn't strike me as a guy who's in it for his own accolades and
I don't think so.
Achievements. Because I said, hey, look, you know what? They're going to be paying attention to you now. You're not going to catch up anyone by surprise. And he said, that's fine. If I have a safety over the top all the time on top of the corner that's covering me and somebody else can have a huge game, that's good. I don't care if I have 0 catches or 10 as long as we win. And I know it's cliche, but it's still refreshing to hear the cliche instead of give me the damn ball or just give me I want the ball. Even if I'm double covered, throw me the ball, I'll still score a touchdown. The idea that he gets it and understands how football works. And if somebody else ends up having the 4-touchdown game, he's fine with it.
He does get it. He does. I just, can speak to experience, getting to know him a little bit at Notre Dame. Like you said, he's got a great way. He's got charisma, everything like that. And then he's a football player. I mean, on a few of those plays, he had touchdowns and then was on the ensuing kickoff because he had to go down there and make tackles and pursuit there. That's what he did at Notre Dame. And, yeah, he's got it all to be the superstar and be that guy that, we talk about like DK Metcalf or other top receivers in football. He certainly does. He's got the physical ability. And to your point, I think he's got the mental awareness of, yeah, he loves it, but it's not all about him. He knows it's a team thing. Coming from Notre Dame, they instilled that in him, and he does a lot of things the right way.
All right, what else? Oh, wait, that was
You're
yours.
up. That was
I felt
me.
like it was mine because I talked so much during yours. All right, the next one for me is and look, we try to be positive with these, but this one's unavoidable. This is the, where is it? Hold on to your butts award. Do you like that?
Yeah.
This goes to the San Francisco 49ers, who are now 2-3. And we've alluded to this in the past, but it is upon us, and more importantly, it is upon them now. With all the questions they have about that team, Jimmy G, should he have played yesterday? Should he have not played? Is he going to play going forward? Is it C.J. Beathard? Where's Nick Mullins? Is he in the doghouse permanently? Well, they better figure it out because next Sunday night on NBC at 8:20 p.m. Eastern, it's the Rams. And then the next week, it's the Patriots in New England. And then the next week, it's the Seahawks in Seattle. And then the next week, it's the Packers.
Did I say whoa?
On Sunday night football. Oh, no, that's Thursday night football. And then the week after that, it's the Saints. Right?
Whoa.
And those 5 games, those are the next 5 games until they take their bye. All 5 of them are prime time or in the 4:25 p.m. Eastern slot. So the world is going to be watching what the 49ers do for the next 5 weeks. And nobody associated with the 49ers is going to want the world to see what the 49ers do if they did more of what they did yesterday when they lost 43-17 to the Miami Dolphins. And then after their bye, it's the Rams and the Bills. And the Bills game is Monday Night Football. 6 of this 7-game gauntlet from hell are nationally televised games. And this team right now, Chris, is teetering on the brink of implosion. And I remember last year when they had like 2 or 3 really tough games, and we're like, ooh, we'll see what they are. These 7 games I would wish on no one.
It's brutal. It really is. And, again, yesterday playing bad, they lose 2 weeks ago to the Eagles where they play poorly. I mean, they just left that game out there for Philadelphia. They outplayed them. They just did dumb stuff. And now you have a day where you actually show up and don't play well. Wow. I mean, that was a bad loss. There's no doubt about it. I don't know what other way to say it. And, the thing I'm worried about, I just hope they didn't sacrifice Jimmy G yesterday to where now he's not good enough to be good this week or down the stretch of, tough football games that they got coming up, because he's clearly was not ready for action yesterday. I mean, from the get-go. Coach Dungy and I, we were sitting there in the control room like you. We're watching it all, and it just from the get-go, it looked not sharp, not crisp. The ball never, like Kyle Shanahan said in the clip, before we started this segment, I've seen him throw the ball before, the last few years. He doesn't throw the ball like that. Yeah, because he could not push off with that back right leg. He could not. You could see. And it led to the ball not having a lot of steam on it, a lot of wobblers. We saw the ball just float in the air. Nor could he move around in the pocket and kind of make those, real subtle Jimmy G, I slide and throw a little sidearm or whatever it is. He couldn't do any of that. So I just hope he's okay and ready to go next week. What?
Timeout. Haven't we been over this before?
Subtle? Did I say subtle?
You said subtle.
Yeah.
You said subtle.
I thought I did.
Yeah, nothing subtle about your command of the English language, that's for sure. All right, but yeah, look, I think I picked the 49ers to be like a 7 seed or something like that.
Yeah.
That's a stretch right now. Yeah. Look, Super Bowl hangover, a lot of expectations, the injuries, and we thought they were working their way through the injuries. Well, they were playing the Jets and the Giants. It's all changing now. And again, 2-3, 7 ridiculously difficult games coming up, and that may seal their fate for 2020. All right, Chris, what else do you have?
Joe Mama ain't happy. All right. You talked to Joe Burrow last week. You asked him if his mom was worried about all the hits he was taking. She said, oh, yeah, she's used to it. She's seen me play a long time. She couldn't have been happy yesterday, all right, because the damn Bengals and Joe Burrow, they ran into a pissed-off Ravens defense, that's for sure. The Ravens defense was out of this world good yesterday, whether it was creative blitzes, coverage, but the Cincinnati Bengals could not do anything. And a few times had some field position to where you go, oh, maybe they can, it's 17-0. It was 17-0 for a very long time to where you thought, oh, maybe they'll, get 3, get 6 here. But no, suffocating. Just all over Joe Burrow all day long. No room for Mixon to run. And then, of course, that led to some interceptions and some turnovers. But either way, that Ravens defense was really good yesterday. And a day where the offense wasn't necessarily big play or that fun to watch. The defense kind of won that one for them.
I had that one on my list as well as the Disrespect Your Elders Award because Lamar Jackson is younger than Joe Burrow. And that was something that I remember we knew last year when Lamar Jackson's winning the MVP award and Joe Burrow wins the Heisman. It was the first time in however long, if not ever, that the Heisman winner was actually older than the NFL MVP. Well, that was their first encounter yesterday. Burrow is indeed older than Lamar Jackson, so Lamar Jackson did not respect his elder, and that was an ugly game. And look, the Bengals are going to get their wins. They just need a lot of help around Joe Burrow, and it was obvious the way it played out yesterday, Chris. And I think that they're a couple of drafts away. And to your point, trade A.J. Green.
Yeah.
Just move on from him.
Right.
Move on from him. And look, I don't want to be overly critical of someone's effort when an offensive player quickly becomes a defensive player because there are financial reasons for protecting yourself. But if you see the clip of A.J. Green after the interception, first of all, it was loaf city to try to track down the defender. And then at the end, there was this weird thing like he was completely running as hard as he could away from any and all potential contact. It was a strange little clip. And if the ship has sailed in Cincinnati, get what you can. If Mohamed Sanu was worth a second-round pick last year at the trade deadline, if Emmanuel Sanders was worth a third-round pick, I'd like to think you at least get a 2 for A.J. Green
no
this
question.
year. Get it and move on and use that piece to build the team that you need around Joe Burrow next year.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, to me, again, I don't want to say they don't need him, but they don't need him that way. They don't. They got other weapons at receiver that they can kind of just, let's flourish together. Joe Burrow, the young running back, everything, all of that. A.J. Green kind of seems out of place with, the old Bengals, the team that went to the playoffs 5 years in a row. I still think he's got talent. I don't know if the system necessarily fits him the way, it should either, to where it's not a great system fit. They're not getting him the ball. He does have talent still. He's a great asset. They should try to trade him, in my opinion. So I'm with you. Who's up here? Is this you or me?
I'm up. Up. This is the 5 for 5 award. And this is the guy who's not much taller than 5 feet, Kyler Murray. He is now the 4th quarterback in NFL history to have 5 rushing touchdowns in his first 5 games. And, the one yesterday wasn't nearly as filthy as the one from a week or two ago where he does the double juke that I don't think I could replicate at any time. And I don't even understand what he did with his body. I can't even explain it. I can't even begin to even like this nasty double cut that he did.
Right.
But, look, he is such a weapon, and I hope they figure out how best to harness him, how best to use him, how best to counter what the defenses are doing. They got a huge win yesterday over the Jets, and it was good to see them win a game that they were supposed to win because they lost a couple of games that I thought they were supposed to win. I'm still trying to figure out where this team is, but they're 3-2.
Yeah.
Right? And 3-2 puts them in the mix for a wild card berth. You've got the Seahawks at 5-0, the Rams at 4-1, and there are the Cardinals at 3-2, a game ahead of the 49ers with a tiebreaker in hand over the 49ers. So he joins, and let's see if you can this isn't a full-blown trivia question. Let me see if you can guess any of the other three quarterbacks who's had 5 rushing touchdowns in their first 5 games of a season.
All right, well, I'm going to go with Mike Vick, maybe. Yeah, I'm going to go Mike
No.
Vick. No, okay.
No.
He's gone. Okay, what a
No.
Wow.
How about one that's still currently playing?
Wow.
It should be fairly
Lamar
obvious.
Jackson there. Yes, right.
No, another one. Another one who's played longer and had more chances to have 5 touchdowns in 5 seasons. Cam Newton in his rookie year.
There we go.
Cam Newton did it in his rookie
there.
year. The other 2 are Steelers quarterbacks.
Huh.
All right? Tell me who they are.
Cordell Stewart.
Yes?
Okay. And then, wow, who would that other one be? I really have no idea. Who would it be? Who quarterbacks sneak their way to 5 touchdowns?
Terry Bradshaw.
Is that right?
1972.
Wow.
The year of the Immaculate Reception. Terry Bradshaw. 5 touchdowns in the first 5 games. I don't even think he was the starting quarterback then,
That's
which makes it
amazing.
even more impressive. They had Terry Hanratty. They had Joe Gilliam. They had Terry Bradshaw. It was a weird few years for the Steelers before they finally settled on the guy who was their first overall pick in the draft, or a first-round pick. First overall, first-round, something like that. They know who we mean. You got any more?
Yeah, I do. I want to give the are you for real? Are you for real? Like, seriously, are you guys teasing me or not? Are you for real? Because I'm starting to think you're for real, and I'm kind of getting excited. Cleveland, I'm starting to believe-land. I mean, the Cleveland Browns, come on. That was awesome yesterday. I mean, first off, I didn't think they could win that football game. I didn't. The way the Colts defense have been playing, I picked the Colts. I picked the Colts to be one of the best bets of the week. Saw pretty early on, though, that I was going to be wrong about that damn one. Knew that right away. I mean, Cleveland just, I mean, full team win. I think that's what I'm surprised by. It really wasn't like, oh, they dominated in the run game or did this. Like, it was a little bit of everything. You know, Odell, big pass. Jarvis, some big catches. Baker made a few plays. Run game was good enough. But I think the surprise of the day to me, more than anything, is the Cleveland Browns defense. That has been all over the place early this year. And they really shut down a Colts offense that's been pretty damn good and is pretty balanced, too, with their run attack and their ability to throw the football. So I just saw that game yesterday, and, yeah, I picked the Colts to win. Would I have been shocked Cleveland wins? No, but I'm shocked, I guess, in the way they won it and the fact that they really controlled the game kind of from get-go, and the Colts never got in rhythm. So from that aspect, I just go, uh-oh, Cleveland, they got something going here, and I feel like you can kind of see it on their team and their belief, and there's a little different aura with the Browns this year than we've seen in recent history.
Oh, a lot different aura, Chris, because it dawned on me yesterday to take a look at their record from past years. 2015, 3 wins. 2016, 1 win. 2017, no wins. That adds up to a record of 4-44. So, from 2015 through 2017, the Browns 4-44. This year, 4-1. For a 43-game improvement by the Cleveland Browns. It is incredible, and their fans deserve it, and more is coming. Big test next week at Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But listen to the rest of the schedule for the Bengals, or for the Browns, rather. And they've already got 4 wins in the bank, right? Even if they lose to Pittsburgh next week, they go to Cincinnati. They should win that game. The Raiders come to town. That's a playoff rematch back from one of the few years when the Browns were good. Brian Sipe threw an interception in the end zone against the Raiders in that game. 1980, I think it was.
Yep.
And it's not all that hard to remember Browns playoff highlights because there haven't been that many. Then, look at this. After the bye, week 9, Look at these games. Texans win. Eagles win. At Jaguars win. At Titans, okay, if they play that game, that's probably a loss. Ravens, okay. But then Giants and Jets, back-to-back, week 15, week 16. I see 6-7 more wins for the Browns.
Yeah.
10-6, 11-5. Are you kidding me?
I think they got a chance. With that offensive line, the running backs they still got, Baker Mayfield in the passing game, I don't even think that's really clicking yet. And then the defense seems to be getting more accustomed to the scheme itself. Myles Garrett's a superstar. Richardson in the middle he's really awesome, a guy we don't talk about enough, Sheldon Richardson. So there's a lot of things to like about the football team. And, yeah, I had my doubts about Kevin Stefanski. He has proved me wrong for sure here. And I think they got something going. They're going to be – you're right, because of the way they play and that schedule, they've set themselves up here to almost they would have to have a huge monumental crash for us not to be talking about them in December right now, to where they're in the playoff conversation as we're going down the home stretch.
And one last note, this year's first interim head coach, Romeo Cornell, the oldest coach in NFL history at 73, older than George Halas when he last coached, gets the win for the Houston Texans over the Jaguars. And a strange bit of history made by the Jaguars. They're the first team to lose 4 straight games to winless teams.
Wow.
Which is just bizarre. But they beat the Colts week 1. Every game since then, they've lost. And every team they've lost to, their first win of the season. Here's J.J. Watt. Fun! Exclamation point. Finally! 3 exclamation points. Is that just relief over the fact that they finally won a game? Or is that something else?
That seems like it's a little bit more than just relief over the final game. Does it not? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we did start the week last week talking about a guy and the scuffle between him and the head coach and all of that type of stuff that went on apparently. So either way, I'm sure it is fun they won. I do think that might have been a little shot across the bow to Billy O'Brien too.
Yeah, and look, hey, they've turned around whatever vibe it was that infected the early part of their season. They got a long way to go, but the Chargers did it back in 1992, starting 0-4 and making it to the playoffs. And this year there's another playoff spot for the first time ever. There's 7 in the AFC, so who knows what the Texans will do.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.